That's fishing across the nation. That's fishing around the world.
Facts of Fishing, the show, presented by Subway. Eat fresh. Shimano, technology you can feel. Yamaha, reliability starts here. Live Target Lures. And Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. This week, our hero will be searching for Bass Squatch, armed with nothing more than a simple curly tail grub. Oh boy, never mind searching for Bass Squatch. I would rather search for the bonehead who allowed this guy on the air. Without further ado, here he is. I can't say this.
Just read the script.
The world's greatest angler, Dave Mercer.
Fishing freaks, today's plan is to put a little rage in the water with a curly-tailed grub. Everybody's fished with them, but this one is new and improved. Smoke on the water. They're fishing. There we go. Come here, dude. That's how I like to start the morning. Come here, buddy. You ate it. I went to school with some dudes who, some people may say, had a bit of a rage issue, and today we're gonna have a rage issue ourselves. Fishing with that bad boy right there. A striking rage tail grub. I'm not afraid to cast behind myself. How cool would it be if I caught a fish right now? I'd look so good. Ah, it's a snag. One of the cool things about fishing is you never stop learning. And you know what they say, you basically learn from your mistakes. And one of the things that I know I did for years was way overworked my jigs. We all go out there and you see people moving their rod like this and stuff like that. And hey, above the water that looks, that looks fine. But if you watch that jig below the water, it basically swims like this. Now, no matter what you're trying to imitate, whether it be a bait fish or a crayfish or you name it, unless you're fishing a nuclear power plant, most baits don't swim through the water like that. So it's difficult for a hyper dude like me, but basically what I've learned is just to, slowly move that jig. So I'll let that jig sit on the bottom and I'll just ever so gently, I'm talking an inch, 2 inches, just popping that jig. And when you see that, rod lift a little higher, what I'm actually doing is dragging that jig back to the boat and basically mending my line. So I'll catch up to my line, but when I'm working that jig, right now I'm working it, it's just little pops like that. It looks a lot more realistic and you're gonna catch a lot more fish. Fire it out, let it sink down, and just slowly, just little pop. Something else I always do, and it's a weird little, I got all sorts of weird little mental games I like to play. And something that really works for me is always to imagine there's a fish looking at your bait. And if you don't think that works, think about the last time you were out fishing. I don't care what you were fishing for, and you saw a fish. All of a sudden, when you see a fish, you start, fishing a lot better because you want to catch him and looking at him. So if you imagine there's a fish behind your bait every single time, you're gonna fish your bait a lot more effectively. Go right beside the boat. Man, another good one too. It's amazing how well these fish, camouflage. That fish literally was sitting right beside the boat. I looked down, I didn't see him, but looked like a likely piece of structure, so I threw to it, and whammo, look what I get right there. See you later, dude. Disappear into the depths. Want to sing some more Smoke in the Water? Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Oh man. Pretty close to as soon as this bait hit the water, this dude ate it. Oh man. Awesome, awesome looking fish. In this situation, you want that jig to be right on the bottom. So when it comes to choosing the weight of your jig, basically what I do is I'll use a jig that, I know I can remain in bottom contact with. And it's kind of a fine line. I mean, I want to use as light a jig as possible. So I've got that slow fall. But I want to know that I'm feeling bottom. I'm using 1/4 ounce right now, and I kind of debated before I started, should I use 1/4 or should I use 1/8? And I'll stick with the 1/4. The only way I'll probably change to an 1/8 is if I start getting snagged a lot. And that's one of the things people don't think, that you're going to get a lot more snags the heavier your jig is, because it digs in between those rocks, especially when you're fishing in a situation like this. Oh, good one. Oh, dude, are you kidding me? Oh man, that thing jumped 4 feet in the air. Oh man, it's a good one too. Wow. Come here, dude. So there he is, acrobatic super bass. It doesn't matter how many times I see one of these small jaws jump in the air, I'm always gonna get excited. Tell you what, this technique is basically, it's about as simple as it gets. Straight up curly tail grub on a little jig head. Everybody's fished it. But this bad boy right here, that's where all the action comes from right there. See that tail? It's a patented rage tail, and it has a ton of action. Want that jig to settle down, and then just slowly but surely pop it back. Little hops. Oh, good one. Oh, he ate it. Oh, easy. Man, oh man, the power of these fish is absolutely incredible. There you go. Look at that dude right there. He ate that little rage tail grub. Awesome, awesome critter. Man, oh man, I tell you, everybody just thinks it's just a curly tail grub. These rage tails have so much action, it drives these bad boys crazy. Oh, see ya. Whew, get my grub all rigged up and go get me another.
Closed captioning for Facts of Fishing, the show, has been provided by BoatSmart Canada. Get your Pleasure Craft operator card online at boatsmartexam.com.
There we go. Oh, biggie. Oh, come here, dude. That right there is a pig. Oh, man. Easy, dude. The size of that finned freak of nature. Whoa, Basila. Get the net on this dude. Get him. We'll see if he makes sure, always make sure your fish is ready. Are you ready, dude? Are you ready? Let me see. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Man, oh man, this dude came up and absolutely annihilated that bait. Awesome, awesome fish. You know, I'm just using a little reel. I mean, this is a Stratic 1000, and a lot of people, you know, wouldn't do battle with these bad boys with a reel like this. But the cool thing about these reels is they're equipped with X-Ship, which gives them a ton of power. And I'll tell you what, you hook into one of these Basillas, and you're gonna need that power. Let me explain to you what I mean by X-Ship and why it's so important. It basically, you know, it's a Shimano system that gives your reel more power. And what you have to remember about a smallmouth, they can be a pretty huge challenge when you think about things. I mean, you need a light, smooth reel that's got a really smooth drag because they make those super powerful surges and you're not always fishing with super heavy line. But at the same time, as they get bigger, like some of these fish are, their mouths get harder and it becomes even more difficult to drive that hook home. Use a reel like this Stratic with X-Ship, you're gonna have lots of power to drive that hook home, and then you're gonna have all that smooth drag and that finesse to fight that fish. It's kind of like me. Powerful, yet delicate, like a flower. There we go. You hate it. Wow. That's no good. It's not why you tune in here to see me lose fish. Well, maybe you do. I don't like doing that. Always throw back in that area. Sometimes they don't know that they just lost a fish. No, you got a log. There we go. What do we got here? Another good one. Just another pig smallmouth. Oh. That's 2 fish I lost in a row. It's more like it. I mean, this is getting to be like a Facts of Fishing episode. I mean, up until this point, I've been catching them. It's been easy. We've had the thrill of victory. Now, as you're accustomed to in all Facts of Fishing shows, time for the agony of defeat. Here's a whole $3 of technology that way too many anglers don't use. A hook sharpener. When you're fishing around a lot of rocks like we are here today, I mean, your hook's gonna rub up against some of those rocks and get a little burr, and you don't want to be losing Big Mama. And there's some debate. You talk to some anglers, they always tell you to sharpen down. Some say sharpen up. But one thing I do know is whatever direction you go one direction. Don't be scrubbing back and forth, because what that does is heat up your hook and you lose your temper. You never want to lose your temper. There we go. Oh, we ate it. Come here, dude. Good thing I sharpened that hook, huh? I'm gonna get you. Come here. I tell you what, I honestly believe without, you know, having a properly sharpened hook, I would have lost that fish. There we go. Another one. Another one. Bad move. Let's try that again. Whew. Another one on that rage tail. Smoked it. See ya. For this style of fishing, I mean, I basically have this Stratic paired up with a 6-foot medium heavy Shimano Convergence. I mean, just a shorter rod. And the reason for that is I'm target casting to anywhere that looks likely to hold a fish. I mean, sometimes I'll actually even see the fish, but I want to be able to make a big long cast, but I want to be able to, you know, sometimes I'll just throw a short roll cast. It just allows me to kind of stick handle that bait a little bit easier, that shorter rod. And since you're in such shallow water and you're basically right in Fishville, you don't need a lot of leverage. I mean, I pull up and the fish are just a few feet away. There we go. Good one too. Oh, get over that rock. Get over that rock. Easy, dude. Man, oh man. Well, that's a good one. He smoked it. Absolutely annihilated it. And you know what? I mean, I'm always saying that fish really aren't that smart, but this guy proved they are. I mean, he hit on the opposite side of that rock, and he was just at the edge, and the first thing he did was get behind that rock. But that's all right. I don't mind dragging this dude over a big old boulder. I don't care where you live or how often you go smallmouth fishing. That right there is a pretty decent small jaw. There we go. Yeah, dude. You like it, huh? You like it. Awesome, awesome looking fish. There we go. Oh, another big one. Oh, another big one. Hello. Another awesome, awesome critter. You know, every single one of these fish today has come on this bad boy right here. And as I said at the beginning, it's just basically, you know, a curly tail grub on a jig head. And I'll show you what I'm doing and how I'm rigging it. I'm basically Texas rigging it because what that's allowing me to do is fish through all of these rocks. And the cool thing is this head I'm using, you see the way that head sits. I really like that because that eyelet pointing up like that keeps the line away from the bottom. So as I drag that through the rocks, it's not rubbing that line against the rocks. It's keeping it upright. And I'm Texas rigging it. What I'm doing is I feed it in just a touch, just to the bend, pop it back out, spin it all the way down, and then I'll spin it like this. And then feed it back in. And I'll always pop it through, all the way through, and then just feed it back like that. So it's buried. Now I can drag that through all sorts of stumps and rocks. That line's not gonna touch. And this little tail, this little rage tail, because of that lip on it, is always fighting the current. And I'll make it move one little bit, and you smell that coffee scent? I can't help myself. I eat it every single time. Come here, dude. Oh boy. Oh, another absolute tank. The size of this dude. I found Basquatch. Ooh, what a beast. What an awesome, awesome fish. See those scratches around his face? It's generally a sign that the fish are in here foraging around, banging through the rocks, searching for crayfish. I'll tell you what, I'm having fun searching for them. Let's get them back in the water. Awesome.
Evidently, the fishing is pretty good at La Reserve Beauchesne because even Dave can catch fish there. If you want a fishing trip of a lifetime, contact La Reserve Beauchesne at beauchesne.com.
When you're working your bait through as many rocks as we are here today, it's inevitable. I don't care who you are, you're gonna get snagged. What you wanna make sure you're doing though is, as soon as you get snagged, don't start reefing on it. You see people, and what they're doing is they're driving that hook into the snag and it'll never come out. Generally, if you just go to the other side of that snag, you should be able to pop it out. But the key is not to make your job harder. If you're reefing it like that, I don't care, by the time you get to the other side, there's no way you're getting it out. Oh, big one, giant, giant. Whoa, 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 easy. Oh, man. Come here, dude. Oh, awesome. I don't know what there is to say at this point. Whew. Pick yourself up a pack of Rage Tails and get you some of these. I'll tell you what, I can't think of any better way to spend a few hours in the morning. See you later, dude. You thought rage was a bad thing.
Well, I guess this week Dave proved that even a broken clock is right twice a day. Big-time TV fishing boy fished for 3 hours 52 minutes, cast 404 times, and caught an impressive 13 fish. And that's the score. Every single bite today came on a 4-inch Strike King Rage Tail Grub, rigged on a 1/8 ounce ball head jig. Fired around on a 6'8" Shimano Convergence jig and worm rod, paired with a Shimano Stratic 1000, equipped with the Power of X ship, and spooled up with 15-pound Timber Brown Power Pro Super Slick line. Now you've got the facts. Well, that's it for this week. Time for me to get back to filling out job applications so I don't have to watch this train wreck anymore.